going up in this area. For example, the Kennedys actually still own this land to the right that has this new residential tower on it, and fast forward 4 years, you should see 2 office towers on that small plot of land, believe it or not. Ahead to the right, we've got that sort of curvy looking building that should be done later this year, and straight ahead of us, right across the bridge that we're facing right now, you can see a really cool new building. I think it's one of the coolest in the city. Look at the bottom of it if you haven't seen why it's so cool. I love how the architects of that building have clearly never played a game of Jenga. The widest part of the building's base is 40 feet wide. That's it. That's about as wide as this boat. And as you can tell, it flares outwards on both sides at a 45-degree angle and goes straight up from there. The building will be done next year, 2017, at which point it will be an office tower about 50 stories tall, known as 150 North Riverside. The reason why the foundation is so narrow has to do with what's on the other side of this building. There are train tracks over there. This actually used to be one of the few places in downtown Chicago. Chicago has more environmentally friendly buildings than any city in the country. We're about to pass one of the most environmentally friendly. This tall green structure closest to us on the right was built in 2009. It's environmentally friendly in 3 major ways. First, it was constructed of almost all recycled materials that were locally sourced. Now to the right, we've got this large limestone building. This was the largest building in the entire world when it was finished in 1932. It's the Merchandise Mart, and it still cracks the top 50 largest buildings in the world. How big is this building? It has roughly 4 million square feet of space. How big is that? The Sears Tower. To find the 5 thick vertical lines that go from top to bottom. Easiest to see them if you start at the roof. We're passing them right now. Those columns are the only supports for this entire lower section. They hold up all that weight. So how's it hanging in the air? The only other thing you need to see will be visible. That's our rickety infrastructure. As we look behind us at the roof of that lower section, you can see there's all these beams on top that span the roof. They are connected to the columns on the right side. That's how the lower section hangs below it. If that didn't quite make sense to you, I can explain it more simply like this. Imagine if you had a necklace or something else in the river and uses it to create cool air for the building's air conditioning. That was a very innovative process in 2009. Now that's illegal. So 4 people went inside one of those glass boxes and sat inside it, and then one of the layers of glass shattered below their feet. Yeah. This is true. This happened. And the engineers that designed the windows were asked about it by the Chicago Tribune. The engineers explained it by saying, essentially, they're designed to do that. What else are they designed to do? Green Glass Tower, sometimes regarded as one of the most beautiful in the city, at least on the tour. This building is meant to fit in well with the surroundings. That's partly why it's such a popular building. The curve to the building and the alternating colors of light and dark green glass were inspired by the curve and color of the Chicago River. And Chicagoans like it because it had a brief role in a movie taped here in the 80s, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you've seen the movie, you probably remember the scenes where around. We've got nice shaded areas downstairs, air-conditioned cabin, and a bar with some snacks and drinks. If you're looking for recommendations